Welcome back. I'm Kim Bailey and this is Floral Art Online, and you're coming with me today to buy some flowers from my local fruit and vegetable store, the Wollombi Providores, and you've heard me mention them before. I have no idea what they'll have available, and that's probably a good exercise for you to go through with me so we can see what they've got in the store, because they will have been to the markets yesterday, and we'll see what they've got and what we can do with it. Well, here I am at the Wollombi Road Providores. We're about to go in and choose our flowers. It's a beautiful day, but a little bit too hot to be standing out here, so let's go inside and find our flowers. So I'm going to go with this one. It's got a couple of large Banksias in it, but it's got a lot of foliage and it's got that little bit of filler material that we like to see. So now that we've chosen that one, I'm on my way to purchase it, and we'll see what it transforms into in the next 4 designs.
Get that.
Welcome back, I'm Kim Bailey and this is Floral Art Online. We're continuing our series, and this month it's February 2023, and we're using one bunch of flowers that we got from the Wollombi Road Providores. If you've seen the first video, you will have seen me going in and getting the bunch of flowers and how I've split them up. This time around we're using another heart shape. This one is a pre-made one, obviously. Picked it up at a charity store, an op shop. So probably March, April is a good time to be looking, because people who have got them and don't really want them will donate them, and so you can pick them up, great prices, and then you've always got that particular shape. What we're going to use in that is the stem of magnolia leaves that I didn't use in design 1, 3 of the silver dollar stems, one of which I used a little bit of in the first design. And the bunch itself was wrapped in cellophane and paper, but also had some Hessian and it had some Rafia around it. So we're going to use some of that as well. So let's get myself organised and we'll see what we can do with it. Well, here we are back again, and I've covered the wreath with some of the Hessian. I used about 2/3 of the Hessian that was around the bouquet, and I've used the Rafia to tie it on. Now we're going to populate the heart with some of our foliage. We're not going to use any flowers out of that bunch this time around. We're just going to use the foliage, and this will be one, although I'm making it in February when it's Valentine's Day and we're thinking of those sorts of things, this would actually be great in a country style home. You could have this up all year round. You could put some dried plant material in it rather than the fresh stuff, although the magnolia leaves, as we said, are going to last for a long time and then dry to a lovely colour. The silver dollar, the eucalyptus, same deal. It'll last for quite some time out of water. You could, of course, if you wanted to use fresh material or softer foliage that needed water, you could put some little water vials into the framework itself. You could wrap them in Hessian and have them on the outside, so you could swap them around when you wanted to. But we'll do it with the material that we got from the Wollombi Road Providores bouquet, and let's see what we can make of this particular one. You'll see that I haven't done this symmetrically because I'm going to do a placement down here, so I want to be able to access that framework from the heart shape itself to insert the stems of the foliage that I'm going to put in there, and the others I'm going to use the Rafia that I've tied the Hessian on with. And I wanted a little bit of that to show because it adds to the rustic feel of this particular arrangement. So I'm going to have to turn it around to me so I can do the placements, and then you'll see the finished product. I will say before I start that these are the 3 parts of the single stem from the magnolia, and I've got a couple of individual leaves there that I'll use at the top that were not at the right angle on these particular groupings, so I've kept them together. And of the 3 stems for the silver dollar, I've managed to get all of this foliage. I've cut it down to usable sizes so that I can thread it into the structure. So plenty to use out of those 3 stems, not using them as the full stem length as I did in the first design, but cutting them down into usable sizes so that I can mix and match around the wreath where I want the foliage to be placed. So let me get on with that, and then you can see the finished product. I'm still having trouble with the camera, so I've finished this design so that you can see it. What I've done is the placements all along the side of the silver dollar and the magnolia leaves at the bottom. I've used 2 of the magnolia leaves reversed, just tucked into the framework of this shape, I should say. And the silver dollar is held in with where the Hessian is wrapped around it, and in one place I had to wire it in because I just couldn't get enough Hessian around the silver dollar to keep it in place. But there you have our second design. As I said, 3 stems of the silver dollar, 1 stem of the magnolia, and the Hessian from the wrapping around the bouquet, and the raffia that was tying it all together. And that's all we've used. So we've still got stacks of material left in that one bouquet that we got from Wollombi Road Providores. This is our second design, using just that one bunch of flowers, or a few stems from that one bunch of flowers. Just to remind you, that's the first one we did. So there are our first 2 designs using very minimal flowers for February 2022. I'm Kim Bailey, and this is Floral Art Online, using one bunch of flowers to make lots of things.